Oh, yeah. Audio looks good. Music just stopped, so desktop audio would of course be nothing. Alright. Hey, everything? Okay. Oh. Why do I always try to do so many minis at once? Okay. Just a few Space Marines. Oily steel. Hello. How are you? How's it going, Solvix? I actually think this is a modified Firstborn backpack. My back hurts a little bit. Don't really know why, but it happens occasionally. Tried stretching it a little bit, took something for the pain. It's not, massively a problem, but not super comfortable either. Um, I just got paint all over where I didn't want it. Anyway. I set some stuff out on the table behind me for the next video after the army showcases. You know, just prepping some stuff. Overall, a decent day. Just, you know, sometimes that pain can be a bother. Somehow I think I'm supposed to have all of the first 1,000 points of this painted by the end of the month. That's not happening. I just won't get that extra 10 points for having a fully painted army. Hey, shameless one, how's it going? Well, I have some Marvel Crisis Protocol to get painted up soon, but it's not what you're thinking. um, but yeah. Somehow, I thought it would be a great idea to work through a whole bunch of minis, the Salamanders, while also doing another huge project for April. And we'll see how that goes. How many huge projects can I work on at once? Well, I already have a whole bunch that are battle ready, but they're not done. And I have all of these that still need the metal before I do the sand color for the whatchamacallits, purity seals. And then I have to do the wash. And then I do the metallic green. And then I base them. And then they're still not done. So, there's a bit. There's a bit to go. So... I have... Oh, yeah. Just to get them to battle ready, I think I could do it probably not by the 5th, but by the 12th I should have them 1,000 points battle ready. But then I have to have 1,500 points battle ready by May 1st, or whatever the first Saturday is. So I have a little ways to go. It's not horrible, but also not something that I think I'm gonna just, have done in a few minutes or anything. It takes time when you're looking at, you know, um, 120 or so Marines. Um, and by the end of the Escalation League, I want them all to have their flames as well. Which I'm not going to do until they're all battle ready. So I'm going to be painting a lot of flames in, I think, June? I think June is just going to be painting these colors. Let's see. There we go. That order. But one thing at a time. Hey, mustache. Yeah, definitely. Definitely pictures afterwards. Have fun. Yeah, the music's okay. That looks like it's... Huh. Whatever. I'm gonna just do the whole thing in this. I'm gonna have to go back and touch up the dark gray later on anyway, so I don't have to be super detailed and precise right now, but I do need to know what sections I'm painting a certain color. I made a few mistakes while painting the brown, so it's gonna be easier to just clean up the dark gray after I've painted the other colors before I do the wash. Yeah, that was really cool seeing that. Oh, that's cool. I'm happy to hear that you're doing the videos again. It's been a little while. Hmm. I want to do that. Oh. Ooh, gameplay. I'm gonna do it. Oh, um, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Um, right after you left, I finished that section of the Gundam build, and I did unbox a Mantic Chorfs box. And not only are there options for weapons and everything, you can bash leaders, and there are even doggos. So I actually have 24 dogs, and if I take 10 of the guys, I could probably kibash some characters from those boxes. So, quite a cool collection. One painted. I got the medal on one so far. Oh boy. Hmm. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and then I, man, if I wasn't already working on so many different armies, I would so be trying to get those Cathay models that they just announced. Those things look amazing. But I got enough projects right now. Um that's green on the other one. Um but yeah, I have what, 6 armies that I barely even touched so far. And those would be very cool. Uh but I just can't add another whole army to the collection when I have so many still to work on. Um and if you're wondering why I'm looking this way, I have my test model sitting on the counter on the desk. Um, but yeah, it's like the dragon's cool and the warriors are cool, and I love the cannon and rocket launcher looking things, and the hot air balloons are okay, and the giants are really cool. The terracotta or you know, metal or stone or whatever, however you're painting them up. Um, they all look so cool. But I have all of the armies already that need that attention, and I can't see just buying yet another one that I won't hit for forever. Hey, Moth. How are you this evening? We're talking about Cathay right now. Cathay, however you want to pronounce it. Kathy. um, I'm having a little bit of back pain, but whatever. uh, yeah, just nice, relaxing day of painting. I only have, 60 on the desk right now. Um, so Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'd say that my least favorite part of that faction is the hot air balloons, and those are still like a 6 out of 10 on the coolness factor. Yeah, factor. I can speak. Um, but yeah. Um, that battle force that Death Guard has is almost exactly what I would need to add to my collection right now. Um, I'm not actively doing so, but it kind of has what I need. Um, I don't know. Hey, Francois. Look, I'm painting tonight. But yeah, I just have to get all of these details so that I can get them further along. I probably shouldn't batch so large, but I guess you're stripping some models. Wow, I got messy spots. Oh well. Like I said, I have to come back and clean up the mistakes anyway, so. Oh, okay. I'm just used to simple green being used to strip models that I keep thinking, not thinking about how that also works for release agent. Ooh. 60 metal knights. Nice. But yeah, been a weird couple of days. But we're getting some paint done. And I think I am getting a little bit too splashy with my paint today. It's going a little bit further out than I want it to. But that's what the cleanup phase is for, right? Yeah. I gotta say, that's not something I like about the resin stuff that exists. And I dropped it. Okay. Um, mhm. Let's see. Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes I think it would be easier to paint these backpacks if they weren't attached. There's some details that I consistently have an issue with, and subassembling the backpacks off of the Marines might actually be helpful. But at the same time, this is how I've painted them for 3 different armies, and I'm not going to pop them off just to paint them. So I shall just deal with it. I haven't purchased very many recasts. I wouldn't mind purchasing some more recasts, because saving money is a very good thing when you have a lot of needs to increase your armies and stuff. Did I really? No. Nope, not happening. Look, we got metal on 3 guys so far. Yeah. There are several things that I would like to get that are no longer available. And that is also something I don't see a problem with, because if they aren't being offered anymore, I can't get them any other way, right? Yeah. All right. But yeah, I feel recasts make sense when there's something that you can't actually get anymore. I would rather have something than just never have it because it's not available anymore. Um, there's no way I would do a recast of like fire blasters. I mean, that's just hi, welcome back. How are the customers? Um, yeah, I can understand that. I I honestly would prefer to be working on a different project than I am right now. But this is a escalation league army and I kind of have to escalate with it, you know? kind of funny. Oh, that, yeah, that that can also be an issue. Finding the time. Um, I cleaned one bit from a piece of terrain today, but I find projects sometimes just in the span of a few hours, you go from wanting to work on something to not. Um, hmm. Good thing I'm going back to clean up afterwards. Um, I don't know. I seem to be making a lot of mistakes today, and I think it's the positioning I'm sitting at. So let's reposition and see if it's better. Oh, um, I also have the eliminators. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with these cloaks. Like, there's not a lot of flame that I can add to these. Like, there's only one knee pad here. Do I just do flames on the whole cloak? Like, do I just paint flames coming up? Or do I want to do this as camo and not have as much flame work? Or do I don't know. There's still so much work to decide on. Like I have one shoulder on him. I can do a flame on that. But flame cloaks? I think just painting it the same way I do the armor and have flames coming up, I think that would look good, right? I don't know. Like for this guy, I just went with a solid color because I can get flames on all the other parts that he needs to have. And it's okay if he just has a cloak. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make sense to do another whole paint scheme on the cloaks when I can just make them flame. I mean, I could do a vertical stripe camo in flame colors instead of flame work, but I think the flame work would look cooler. But yeah, the last couple of days I've not been feeling like painting these guys, but it's an escalation league and I can't really just blow it off. So that doesn't really help. The motivation's been a little bit low. I think I was talking a little bit about that in the Discord. How the last couple of days have been really weird for me. Just the concept of alternate possibilities and what eventually is the decision, you know? But I think it's the right decision. It just feels weird sometimes to think about what could have been. So. But you would think that that would actually mean that I would want to be painting more, not less. The way that the world works that way, right? Why do I keep forgetting that that's part of the lower bit? Well, it's not even burnout. It's the alternate universe thought type thing. I need to figure out what I painted. Did I get this in the silver, or did I do it in a different color? Let me grab one real quick. That's funny. One of them I left the normal color, and the other one I painted green, but in neither of them did I paint them silver. Oop. Yeah, I've been making a lot of mistakes today too, which doesn't help. At least I know I can come back and clean it up. It is just paint, right? Let's see, did I get everything I needed to, and then some? Yep. That's number 5. When it's taking me like 8 minutes per mini just to paint silver. Oof. Yeah, I find it funny occasionally when you go, I want to paint this, and then by the end of the day it's like, no, I'd rather work on something different. Kind of fun. Um, but I can only have 2 large projects going at once and actually follow through with them. And this is one of those large projects, and starting in 4 days, I'm going to start working on terrain. I am going to do a whole month trying to work through all of my terrain backlog. And I believe Moth is going to try to take care of his stuff too. So because honestly, I've neglected some of my terrain over the years. I own quite a bit of it, and I haven't been keeping up with it. I haven't even built it all, and that needs a change. I can't really use it if it isn't built. And then if I have it built, I should at least get it painted to a decent level so that it's not a big blob of black primer or red primer or not even primed. So, yeah. That is my second project for the month of April. I'm going to be working on these guys more and my terrain. And we'll see how much of it I can actually get done at once. Because both of these projects are going to be pretty large. Some of the steps I'll be able to do during streams and some I won't. But I want to see how much of it I can actually get complete in a single month. So if you have any that you have to work on, I think it would be really fun to just do a huge batch across however many people we can. And just work towards getting things complete. I think it would be pretty cool. Alright, did I miss anything? I'm sure I made a huge mess somewhere on here, but... Oh, yep. The shoulders have... I don't know. Okay, that's better. How many of these can I get done in a 3-hour period? That's the question, right? At the current rate, 1/3 of what I have over here is the answer. But I guess that's what happens when I'm trying to paint up, what, 8 units at once? Maybe more? So... nice large pile of stuff to work on. I could be trying to do this 1 unit at a time. That's not really the way that I paint, I guess. It is kind of weird having characters tossed in with regular infantry when trying to batch paint. That might be a little bit weird. Yeah, I need to actually look into what I want in my army, because I have enough on hand to do a fair number. What did you say? 1788? If I just built them with banners and stuff. But I have upgrades that I can make leaders and the doggos. I don't know how dogs work. If there are... Tell you what, after I'm done with this, I will show you what the interior of that sprue looks like. I'll go get it. A little bit more to go on him, but not that much. So it's pretty much 4 identical packages inside of it, with 2 sprues inside each package. I know once I go get it, it'll be easier to talk about it. Just have to finish this, and I'm gonna have to add more paint to the wet palette anyway, so good timing. Okay. Hello, everyone, back. I was just about to go get the Mantic Chorfs to talk about those real quick, but then I'll get back. I have painted 7 Marines worth of metal so far. Yeah. New fighting stick. Alright. So there's 4 identical bags, and I opened 1. Alright. So, there's this that has the 10 bodies and a whole bunch of ranged a couple of shields. So this is enough to make 8 ranged and 2 melee with shields. But then you get all of the heads options and more shields and more melee and one-handed ranged. And then you get a doggo here and a doggo here. And then you have leader heads as well. And like bigger axes and stuff. So you can easily kit bash a leader from some of these. And choose different arms and stuff like that. So but so there's several different options. I mean, I haven't actually built any of this yet, so I don't know exactly what I can do with it, but you know, there are even open hands without holding anything. Oh, there we go. So there's some options. And so I won't really know until I actually start building them what I can actually do with them. But if I have a unit of 10 with ranged and a unit of, you know, 2 units of 10 with ranged, 2 units of 10 with melee, double all of that, so 4 unit, you know, 80 of them, then I could easily do, you know, a leader with, I have 24 doggos. So, you know, if I have a character with a big axe, and then I have another one leading some doggos, or I don't know. I have some options. So, and I like that. I like that there's some options. So, but yeah, they look like they're going to be pretty good, and I didn't realize that they were going to have doggos, so that was a nice twist, surprise, whatever. So, yeah. Of course, it's lower back. Mid back would be easier to take care of. Anyway. Back to painting silver. But yeah, I even have my reavers in this pile. Yeah, I can understand how that can be an issue. Um, I don't actually know anyone who's currently playing any of those games, but I figured it would be fun to have an army of it if I ever do find people. And so that's why I went with the Chaos Dwarves. Yep, there is talk in this song, and it threw me off. Alright. Yay. Um... Oh yeah. Yeah. The cafe models look amazing, and if I didn't already have so many armies to work on, I would totally, totally be looking at getting some. Um, my least favorite model out of it is the hot air balloons, and even with those, I still think they're like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 coolness. Um, I just can't pick up another army right now with the number of things that I do have currently to paint. There's a certain line that I just can't cross, and I'm definitely there. Well, yeah, that's kind of why I said they're like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It's like, oh, the paint is just oof on that. But I love the Jade Warriors, and I love the uh, cannon and rocket look thing. You know, those, and the huge warrior jade or terracotta, whatever, are just cool. I mean, it's a very nice look. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I said they're still 6 or 7 out of 10. They're just, I can't see painting them. You think I should just use the doggos as a filler? Hmm. See, I'm thinking if there's a way to run them as like a pack and a leader, that would be some pretty cool thing. But I can understand just using them as filler as well. Maybe in the melee units. Run them as the champions. Or not the champions, the banners. The doggo banner. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Having the Chorfs for Mordheim. Oh, yeah. Um, Oh yeah, Solvix, you were gone when I was talking about it. April is terrain month. I am going to paint as much terrain as I can in the month while also working on these guys. Terrain month. So, did I get everything? Work them down? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing for the mask yet, so... oh, wait, nope, I got one more thing. Pictures. Let's see. Where did I put my picture? I shared it. Okay. That's too big. Alright. Let's see, where is... Is it... this one? Yes. So that is the GW terrain, or GW 40k type themed stuff. And I forgot to take a picture of the not Games Workshop 40k stuff. So that does not include my Star Wars Legion, my Reaper minis, or my Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. So that is one of the 2 tables of stuff. Yes, 2 tables full. So that is April. Videos are going to be about that. Well, it's the same table, but I had more than half of it filled again with the other army, the other game system stuff. And we're gonna get through as much as possible out of that. That is my goal for April. I might not finish it all, but everything is going to get touched. Everything is going to get further along. I'm going to build stuff. I'm going to paint stuff. But yep, that's my plan. So, but yeah. So this is already done. This is already done. These are already done. And these are already done. But my boarding action stuff right here is only part of it is the first dry brush. I still have a ton left to do. And then this part right here is the Pegasus Hobby stuff that I primed it red, but I still have to do all of the detail work on that and some dry brushing and washes and all that stuff, and build another whole box worth. And then I have the Kill Team 2018 ruins, the Knight Renegade box terrain, the Kill Team box, that Nightmare box, that big one piece of terrain. And then I have the Ultimate Starter box terrain and Hivestorm Kill Team stuff still to build. And then I have all of my Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff as well still to do. So but that is my plan for April. If I'm not working on these guys, I'm working on terrain. That is April. So if you have some and want to work along with me, that's going to be my plan. Yeah, I it's not a necessity to game with fully painted terrain, but it definitely helps the immersion. And so that's kind of why I went, I'm going to dedicate a whole month just for that. It's also like 1/12 of my models in my collection. So it makes sense to actually give them a full month. It's really hard to go, oh yeah, I want to buy something new that way if I haven't even done the ones that I have. So. But I have all of that stuff, and I have a little bit more that, like I said, I didn't take a picture of the first table worth. But just getting it, even 2 or 3 colors, get a wash on it, even if I don't finish, it's so much better. Yeah, I did get the Sanctum Sanctorum. I managed to get 2 of them. So it's not apartments, but at least they're big buildings. Yeah, I just felt that this was the right time of year because I can get out and prime things and I can use my airbrush outside and everything without that much issue. So I have a couple of different ways I'm planning on painting it. Some of it I need to prime, some I need to spray. Some of it's going to be dry brushed. I'm going to attempt oils on some of it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it just because it's going to be quite a bit taken care of. So between that and painting these Legion of the Damned, I should have plenty to do for the next month. A dwarf fortress monastery. Yeah, I like it. I do have a couple of ideas for kit bashing and custom build terrain as well, but I think I need to actually get through the stuff that I already own before I do that. Like, I have a couple of ideas for some scatter that I'd really like to build, but when I have all of the stuff I already do have, I can't continue adding without finishing. Sometimes it's fun, but sometimes it gets a little overwhelming and you go, wow, I've purchased 8 new army ideas and, terrain sets and board games, and I haven't done anything with any of them. So sometimes you just need to sit down and work on the things that you already have. And that's where I'm at right now. So I want more cool things, but I need to work on the things that I already have first. Responsibility, you know? Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with collecting. Trust me, I understand that. But there are times when you just need to sit down and go, nope, no more for the moment. Because I would love to just buy another 200 Battletech minis right now. But it's just... Okay, that sounds amazing. I want pictures. Do you have pictures? I don't actually know how... I don't think YouTube likes links, but... But I want to see it. Yeah, I mean, there's always the Discord. But... I also think that Twitch allows the links to be sent. I'm sure there's a way to get it so that it works for YouTube as well. I don't know. It might work. I haven't tried. But yeah, between Legion of the Damned and Terrain, I think that's going to keep me quite busy for a month. Hey, that works. I think. We'll make it work. Oh, I just remembered. 20 minutes ago? Hold on a second. Almost 20 minutes ago, I reheated my water. And if I had purchased the Blood Bowl set, I would totally take you up on that. Sadly, I only have one model from it, and it is the Badger. Have a good one, Solvex. You know, I think I was painting the sheath tips in the green. I don't need to be taking care of those right now. I actually have several different spots where I haven't been properly keeping track of what color they are. But I'm not that worried about it because it's paint. I can always go back and hit it with another color if I need to. And it doesn't all have to be exactly consistent. It can have a couple of different variations across the army. So long as I'm keeping the color consistency, it's just different details getting picked out. So I'm not that worried about it. But yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of details that I'm gonna have to go back and clean up. I've been making a lot of mistakes today. Maybe not a mistake. It's just early enough that I'm not being as super clean as I could. Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. See, I thought that it was a um good topic, you know? Um very few of the people I watch go into that aspect. I mean, you know, Eons of Battle goes and talks about terrain all the time, but you know, a lot of the others don't, and it's an important aspect of the hobby. and it doesn't hurt to get more of anything painted up. And to focus on that for a month just seemed like the right thing. Like, I don't need to worry about my orcs because I'll be getting those in October, and, you know, there's, what, 2 other months out of the year that I actually set up a goal, a theme. So I was just like, you know, for April, we're gonna do some of that. So I'm hoping to have a different type of painting for each of my videos for the month. Um, so there will be a video on the 5th and 12th and 19th and 26th. And I'm hoping to show off at least one technique different in each of those videos. So yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Between all of the stuff that I have to build and all of the things that I have to paint, I'm pretty sure I have more than enough to get me through that whole time. I'm not hydrated, I don't think. I think I need to drink more water. But yeah, I just purchased some cosmic terrain and the Sanctum Sanctorum. So I need to build those and paint those. I have that other Pegasus Hobbies set that I have to still open and build. I have the Kill Team Hive Storm to build. And like 5 other sets to still paint. And I mean, they're just here. I can't use them if they're not built. I mean, in theory, I could put the box on the table and play with them unopened. But that's not quite the aesthetic there, right? Yeah. Yeah, everything that I ordered, I already got in. But I'm really thrilled to set aside that month where all I'm doing is either this or that. Because this army needs that extra work. I need to have that time where I can just continue painting these up and getting them battle ready. But to have another project on the side is always good. I like having something to bounce between, and that just seems like a very productive alternative. Sanctum Sanctorum, the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. Sorry. So many different game systems out there, I know. No. No, I never did get any of those, and I kind of wish I had, but okay. No talkie. Talkie, go away. Yeah, I don't have any of the GW Basilicanum or anything. I'm talking about the big building for Marvel Crisis Protocol. I just ordered it a couple of weeks ago, so that's why I was like, yeah, I already received it. I've never heard of any GW made-to-order stuff taking longer than the 180 that they give as a timeline. I know a few people who have ordered things from it, but I personally have not. I don't remember exactly why I didn't buy it when it came out the first time, though, because I was playing at the time. Those are very small metal bits that I don't know if I can get or not. There we go. Kind of. Good enough. And so yeah, there was a place that was doing a big sale, and so I picked up. Wow, that's so big I can't even show it on that. Okay, so I picked up 2 of the Sanctum Sanctorum. And 2 of the Cosmic Terrain. So I have these to build. There's the top. So oh yeah, Yeah. So they actually canceled. Well, they stopped printing the Kill Team 2018 about 2 weeks before I tried to get a second one. Or else I would have had two sitting on my shelf unbuilt, well, unpainted. But I do like the GW terrain. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. Like, I honestly was thinking about getting the Necromunda Ash Wastes, just so I could get that piece of terrain. I thought they were pretty cool. But when I went to purchase those, they were more expensive than I wanted to pay again. Because I had been considering it at a sale price, and then the price went up. Closer to the regular price again. And I was like, eh. But I thought that would be cool. Again, when sitting on several tables worth of stuff, it's really hard. Yeah. It's really hard to buy more when you have so much that hasn't been done yet. So I'm hoping by the end of the month, I'll be like, hey, I got all of my stuff built and painted. If I see a good deal, I can buy more now. So that would be nice. Because I hesitate right now with all the projects that I'm sitting on. Trying to be responsible with my money, you know? In a hobby that is definitely not very inexpensive. It's a little bit harder to do sometimes. There's a reason why I started with the Mantic ones. I did not. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to look that up. uh... But yeah, responsible with money in the hobby. Yes, that's why I have so many minis and why I have less than 30% of it painted. Right? I mean, I have more than 30% of my whole collection not even built yet. So but at the same time, I'm not in any hurry because it's a hobby. I'm going to work on it as I get that urge. And it's nice having projects for the future as well. A balancing act. But yeah, I'll definitely look at that after the stream. I want to check it out, see what it's like. I don't watch a lot of battle reports anymore. I don't know why. I used to love watching them, but I think I just watch more painting related stuff now. Alright, we're almost 2 hours in, and the pile is growing. I mean, that's a dozen. That's not horrible, right? Ugh. Okay. It sounds really cool. Yeah, that sounds really, really cool. Oh, yeah, okay. I will definitely look it up after, because that sounds amazing and I want to see it. Yeah, I have several terrain builds that I would like to do in the future. Like shipping crate type things and some scatter, and I think it'll be great once I get around to it. But if you just have scatter, it's not as cool. It's good to have that elevation stuff as well. Have a good night, mustache. I have a little bit of foam left over from some moving. Yeah, I've had it stored for a while. And I have a couple of projects that I'd like to do with that. But again, get the stuff you have finished before going and getting more, you know? Kind of the plan. Like, I had a lot of fun when I made my Necron Spires. That was a fun video. Fun project and video. I'm still using... Well, people are still using the stuff I built for the game shop. It's been... what, a year for that? It's still holding up pretty well. I think there's like 3 pieces that have actually seen any bad signs of wear and tear. Yeah, exactly. It's just so nice to have terrain to work with. Alright. Another one. But yeah, like, the game shop could always use more too, so... Yep. I mean, however cool something that tall is, you know, just thematic scatter, however cool that is, having something that's 5 or 6 inches tall is so much better. And not just having ruins is nice. Well, I mean, I built a table worth of like expanded and extruded polystyrene stuff and painted it in a week and a half for a tournament and left it there because they needed the extra stuff. And it's actually held up fairly well. Not amazing, but not bad. But most of the people who play there respect the stuff. Plus, it's really nice because, you know, it's not like we can really get a whole bunch of stuff saved. You know, people don't buy things for the shop very often, but I was able to make a video about it, and it's there to play with, and, you know, I can't always buy things as often as I would like, but I can at least give a little bit back to the community, you know? I'm not going to give them any of the stuff I have on the table right now to be built and painted. That's definitely not happening, but some pieces of foam I cut out in a shape and glued together and use, you know, an industrial paint gun for. Yeah, you know. And half the time I'm using it when I'm there anyway, so it's just not requiring me to carry it back and forth every week. That's a cool idea. Yeah, there are weeks where all I do is buy 2 or 3 sodas there, and I don't buy anything else, and I use their tables and bathroom and all that stuff, and I just feel that, you know, an occasional here's a half a table worth of terrain for everyone to use. You know, it's not the same as if I was buying things from them all the time, but you know, I also purchase what I can there. I purchased what 4 boxes of Drukari models in the last couple of months there. And the Bilbo I needed for the spearhead for my Cruel Boys. So, you know, it's not a lot, but it's something. And if they have the Inhumans faction pack tomorrow when I go, I'll be buying that. But you know, I want the community to stay active. I want it to be cool. I want it to have nice things, and you know, you support your local game shop as much as you can. And I was able to provide some terrain, whereas some people can just buy more things, you know? It's like a never-ending pile of Space Marines. Yeah. I think after I get this army done, I'm going to take a little while and just work on single-piece character models for a while. Just to palette cleanse, because this is just too much. Yeah. See, I'll purchase several things at once and then not purchase for a while. It's just I don't feel like it's often enough to be considered whale. Um like when I want something, I definitely purchase it. But I have such a large collection right now that the things that interest me are not always the things that are going to be there. But that's one of the reasons I'm trying to work through some of my backlog as well, because I am not averaging that. I'm not that high up there, no. It might look like it with all the things that I get, but I actually bargain shop quite a bit of my stuff, buy secondhand and everything, and I'm not anywhere near that. Now, have I had months where I've spent that much? A couple of times. Like, what was it? 2 Christmases ago? 3 Christmases ago? I did end up buying 4 Battle Force boxes. Well, I mean, like, I go to the swap meets and stuff and pick up things at a really good price. If I want something that is at a specific point and I can either go on Amazon or go to the local game shop and buy it, well, it's going to be the game shop. If the game shop can't get it, then I'm going to just get it wherever I can. But there's so little that I'm actively looking for that it's hard to go, okay, I'm going to go there and I'm going to get that. Like I said, if they have the Inhumans box for Marvel Crisis Protocol tomorrow, absolutely buying it. Not gonna go, oh, it's $3 cheaper online or anything like that. I'm just gonna go there and I'm gonna get it. If they don't have it, there's a good chance that I'm not going to buy anything tomorrow. Other than some soda. But that's just because I have the space brains I need right now, and I have all of the terrain I want to build, and I could see maybe getting the Death Guard battle box thing, Battle Force box, once it comes out. Because I actually need those vehicles, and another unit of Terminators isn't gonna hurt me. I don't know if you watched my video on my Death Guard army, but I am severely lacking in the vehicles. So that box actually is a very good addition to my army. But I don't know how soon that's going to come out and how many they're going to actually get. So and I don't know how I feel about the Raveners in that new Kill Team box. Yeah, exactly. I'm not, like, I bought that Rukari stuff. I still haven't built any of it. I knew I was going to want that for my army, but I haven't worked on it yet. The Killbow I know I want, because I actually do enjoy playing Spearhead, and that was the only model I needed to complete that army list. I still have to paint it, but they look okay. So they're way too thin. They're too skinny. They're long and skinny, and it's not what they were like when I came out, when I joined the force. Like, they used to be warriors with tails. And now they look like Von Ryan's Leapers with tails. They're way too thin. And I'm not sure what I feel about that. Yeah. Yeah, it's like if I know I want something, I'm gonna purchase it for the collection when I'm ready to build it. And when I'm ready, it's gonna be a much faster build because of it. Like, I purchased 3 boxes of Scourges because with the 2 of one wing and 3 of another, with 15 of them, I can build 2 squads, 4 of each with 1 set of wings, and the leader with the other set, and 1 alternating. And I didn't need more than 3 sets because I'm not going to run them bigger than min squads, and that's enough. But, you know, I purchased them intentionally so that I can do that wing swap. Because for some reason they do 2 of one and 3 of another. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, oh no, GW prices go up again. Oh no, I have 6 or 7 years worth of stuff on hand. But, um... it's just... like, it's hard to go, okay, well, I'm gonna buy that because it's there. Unless it's something that I need for the army. But half of these armies I haven't even started working on, really, or I need to do more. Well, they have 2 of one and 3 of the other. They don't have a full unit of each. No, that's what I'm saying. I have enough to do 2 squads with Feather with the leader with Bat, or vice versa, one of the two. And the other squad's the other way. Because I have 6 of one and 9 of the other. But I knew that going in, and that's why I bought 3 squads. I mean, at the current rate, we probably won't have a codex before 11th, and that's if they even do that, and I can just build them and play with them anyway, but I just look at how they're doing the Drukhari, and it's like, are they gonna have it? Are they going to reintroduce these things? They're not even in the Eldari Codex right now. It's really weird. But yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why I purchased them. I wanted it before they updated the prices and made them way too much. I bought another unit of Kabalite warriors, not because I needed them, but because 10 more bodies means I can convert other units from them. Because again, when they're, what, $35 for 10 Kabalites, or you buy the Hand of the Archon for 55, 60, somewhere in that area, like, that's a huge increase for an upgrade sprue. So, but they're there. They're purchased so that I have them when I'm ready to build them. I have 2 of the combat patrol unbuilt. And it's like, I like those boats. I have been tempted to buy another one. But at the same time, 7 boats is a little bit much. Yep, exactly. So, I don't know. I'm all for, buying models. I'm not for giving more profit to GW for the sake of doing so. But the next swap meet is also 2 weeks away. So there's a good chance that at the swap meet I might find things that I'd like. And they might not be armies that I collect yet. Or they might be armies that I collect. Or it might be a whole different game system. Who knows? I've only been there once where I haven't found something cool. So... one of the times I went, I found a Venom for a good price. Another time, I found 2 Venoms for a good price. So I've actually picked up 3 Venoms and a unit of jet bikes for my Drukari at the swap meet. I've picked up a old combat patrol for the Admech at the swap meet. I've picked up the Skaven half of Skaventide at the swap meet. Because you can buy that for less than the cost of a single unit of Jezzails these days. But like expanding options and army size, I mean, it doesn't hurt to buy when you see it on sale. So I'm sure I could turn around and sell some of the things that I don't use if I ever didn't want them. I don't know why I would, but if I ever needed that money for something different, I could probably turn around and at least break even with what I spent on them. So I don't feel bad about that. And with inflation, those deals get better every year. Since I'm not paying extra for the storage, I already have that area. I think it's time for more tea. Almost done with this guy. Yeah. So between the leather and the oily steel, then I hit the parchment stuff with the sand yellow. I then can clean up with the dark gray again, and then I do my wash. That gets it all nice and dark, and then I can do the green metallic trim and base them, and then they're battle ready. Then from there, I can do the flame work. And again, somehow I want to get all of these models done. Completely done. Not just battle ready. Done. In 2.5 months. And I'm pretty sure that the flame work's going to take me quite a bit of that. Because there's like 6 colors that I'm going to use. Well, there's like 6 layers to it. And most of them have 4 locations that are going to get flame. And yeah, 4 locations of flame, 6 colors, 24 spots of flame, and 100 and... what is it? 114 models. Yeah. That's gonna take a little time. But it is also going to be the best looking Space Marine army in my collection once it's done. I do think it funny that I went with a dark green, a dark red, and then a dark gray color scheme for my Space Marine armies. Like, I could have chosen a different color. I could have gone so many other ways with it. But this is the color schemes that I've found most enjoyable. Hmm. I don't know. I do really enjoy the fact that I have 3 different Space Marine armies, not just one with the same color across the whole thing. Like, even the Blood Angels and Dark Angels, they have different color schemes across their own units. This is going to be the most cohesive of color schemes because all of the units are pretty much the same, with a few little variations here and there for, like, if it has a cloak or a robe. Alright, we're at 18 done so far, and I almost put my paintbrush in my tea water. Yeah, okay. Let's do another Reaver. I have to get them all done anyway. It doesn't really matter if I'm doing Reaver or Scepter or Intercessor. Doesn't really matter. Once I get to the flame work, I will make sure to hit 1 unit at a time. But when I'm just getting all of these base coats down to battle ready, it doesn't really matter. I think at some point soon I should probably start working on the vehicle, though. Because I think that the actual escalation rules that we're following say character in the first month, which I already finished, and then vehicle for the next month, and unit for the third, for the painting competition thing, which I'm not that worried about, but there's only like 20 people doing it, so I don't know. Feels weird not to be working towards that, at least to an extent, if I can. Because even if I don't win, which I probably won't, I can at least enter and say that I entered and provided a option to have people look at. So because it is definitely the best Space Marine army I own, and that's enough for me. Forward progress in my paint schemes. is added to the pile. Ah. Okay. All right. Here's another one. I hope everyone's having a good night. Been nice painting instead of building today. I usually think I prefer the build over the paint, but I just got paint on the brown. That's only a minute or two of touch up. But yeah, I think based on the fact that I have so many built and not painted, that yeah, I think the building is more interesting to me to a certain extent. At least, you know, with the amount of time it takes. Because I can build up a squad much faster than I can paint it. and I think you can have some fun making it unique with hip bashing. Not as many of the modern things, but a lot of the older models you could make it your own, and I think that had something to do with it too. So, I don't know. It's just interesting how many more I have built than I have painted. I mean, you can't have as many painted as you can built because, you know, the way things work. But in general, alright. What was that? That was weird. Okay. Yeah, so I decided I would do one of the characters a little bit. Just because I think I hit the third of the way mark, and just adding a little bit of color to a character seemed like a great idea. Like I said, they all have to be battle ready within the next couple of weeks, but they don't have to be finished with the flame work yet. So, might as well add some color wherever whimsy takes me. So long as I'm still working on the same project. Oh, I think I know what that was. Thinking back. Okay. Alright. Nothing too crazy, just didn't notice it. Realized now what it was. Alright. I don't know exactly how much extra I'm gonna do for my characters beyond a basic flame work, but not something I really have to worry about yet. Did I really do one more? No. I think I did one more than I needed to of that unit. Funny. Alright. And I'm not that worried about specific units yet. They're not done, they're not done. Yep. Alright, hey Moth. How's it going? I have that many with our metal now. Yeah. I'm half tempted to not put more oily steel on the palette. But I'm looking at what I still have that needs it. And yeah. He's a pain to paint, though. Like, getting up in there to paint the robe and just getting into the details and stuff, it's not an easy model to paint. Let's see. So I have 9 more of that, of course. I have 7 more of that, of course. This is going to take more than the time I want to spend. Yeah. I'll get some painted, but yeah. I was saying a little while ago that as I'm just trying to get them all to battle ready, it doesn't really matter how much of each squad I get done. But once I have them all battle ready, I will be doing 1 unit at a time flame work. Because I'm not going to try to do flames across 60 or 100 models at once. I'm just going to do 1 unit at a time. I mean, some units are 5s, some of them are 10s, but even a 10-man squad of flame work is going to take a couple of days. So just getting all of the colors down and getting the wash over them and the trim, that doesn't really matter, and the basing, because that is the stop here before doing flame work point. So and if I can do that by the middle of April, that would be amazing, getting them battle ready. But it's probably going to take me until the end of the month. And then I have 2 months to paint 114 models worth of flame work. Because I do want this army to be done. Well, the models I have in it done by the end of the Escalation League. So that's a pretty hefty task. But, you know, I don't think it's unreasonable. Large task, not unreasonable task. It's only 6 coats of, you know, super accurate control on 114 models. Oh, that's not that hard, right? I mean, honestly, I'm trying to paint up a 3,000 point army when I only need to do 2,000 for the escalation. And I did choose a freehand flamework army as an escalation army. Like, that is on me. But, I mean, it's a little bit extreme, but if I don't hit the full thing, if I do it by unit once I've gotten them all battle ready, I should be able to better gauge my time. And if I only get 2,000 done finished, I mean, that's still a pretty good amount. Yeah, you know, I can understand. It's a Friday night and all that, you know? Okay, Reaver. Just be done. Oh, what the heck happened there? Oh yeah, that's not doing anything. Oh well. Ugh. Last bit for the night. Last bit for the night. I'm gonna just do that. Ugh. Alright. Okay. Am I gonna have to paint something inside of that? Yeah. I'll do that later. Okay. That's gonna take detail work that I'm not sure if I actually want to do. But I can do something that's cool, I guess. We'll figure it out later. I mean, it's a little token thing. I'm not that worried about how it comes out. Yeah, there's a guy carrying these things as well. Whenever I do, I'm gonna have to do that same thing on them. Oh well. Ah. Okay. 3 hours of painting's enough. I'm a little tired. Okay. So, we're gonna do this. And this. Then we're gonna go to Wahapedia. Because I was just thinking. Ooh, back is not happy. Okay. That might go here. Uh-huh. We do. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Interesting. You really not do anything? Weird. Oh. None of those actually make sense. Kind of sad. Oh well. Oh. That's funny. Anyway. I think it's time to call it. Because I'm not painting. I'm just standing here, sitting here, looking up rules for things that I'm not even going to be doing. So... Alright. So, I'm gonna call it. So, until next time, I hope you have a great time. Get some painting done. And until the next time, hope you find your bit of bliss. Good night, everyone. Sleep well.